John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hello there. This is John Ulzheimer, consumer credit expert, FICO, Equifax, 3 decades in the industry. So today we're going to talk about something that unfortunately millions of people every single year go through, and it's something that's important to discuss, even though it's not something that's really fantastic, and that is personal bankruptcy. There are normally 2 types of bankruptcies that a consumer can file. Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which is essentially Chapter 13 of the U.S. Bankruptcy Code, and then a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is Chapter 7 of the U.S. Bankruptcy Code. And so you're probably watching this wondering, well, what is bankruptcy? Well, bankruptcy is legal protection from your creditors, okay? So if you have debt and you cannot pay that debt for whatever reason, either it's excessive amount of debt, you lost your job, you had some sort of catastrophic medical emergency or event, and you need assistance because you can't pay your creditors, then you may be able to seek protection under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code by filing for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is almost like you saying, I can't do this. I need help. I can't pay my creditors. I'm going in default. They're suing me. I've got debt collectors all over me. I need some help. That's really when you kind of wave the white flag and you say, maybe there's some protections that are afforded to me under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code, and let me do some research on that. So a couple of the misnomers about bankruptcy. Number one, bankruptcy doesn't get rid of your debt. It just gets rid of the lender's ability to collect the debt from you. It doesn't magically make your $50,000 of credit card debt disappear. The credit card company is going to take it as a loss because they cannot collect it from you. The other misnomer about bankruptcy is that it is impossible to recover from bankruptcy as far as credit-wise. That's absolutely incorrect. It is absolutely possible to recover from bankruptcy. It's just going to take time. Chapter 13 bankruptcies remain on credit reports for 7 years from the date the bankruptcy was filed. Chapter 7 bankruptcies remain on credit reports for a decade from the date it was filed. So if you file bankruptcy on, January 1st, 2020, it's going to be on your credit reports until 2030. So it is a long punishment to file for consumer bankruptcy. How is it reflected on your credit reports? It's reflected on your credit reports a couple of places. Number one is credit reports have a public record section, and a bankruptcy is a public record, meaning that anybody can access it, even people that you don't know. That's the nature of a public record. It's public. And there's a public record section of a credit report, and that's where the filing information about the filing will be. If you have debts that are essentially discharged in the bankruptcy, then the debts will also indicate that they're associated with bankruptcy. So bankruptcies tend to be, pollute your credit reports, and obviously can lead to lower credit scores in most situations or in some situations. The difference between the 2 types of bankruptcies, Chapter 13 is what's commonly referred to as a wage earner plan, or a WEP, a WEP, wage earner plan. If you are still employed when you file and you make more than, I think it's the median income in your state, then you're going to be required to file for a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And when you file for Chapter 13, you're going to have to make payments every month to the trustee, and the trustee is going to distribute that money to your creditors. It's not going to be enough to fully satisfy the minimum payments and then the full amount of the debt that you owe, but your creditors are going to get some of the money back because you're not unemployed. You do have the ability to make some payments. The Chapter 7 bankruptcy is sometimes referred to as a straight bankruptcy. Basically, any debt that you have that is statutorily dischargeable, meaning that it is legally allowed to be discharged in a bankruptcy, like credit card debt is a good example, then that debt is automatically discharged. So things like federal tax liens and federally guaranteed student loans, child support, those things are not dischargeable. You can't just file bankruptcy and have all that stuff go away, except for under extraordinary circumstances, and that's pretty uncommon. There are certain things you're just simply going to have to pay. So those are some of your options. Those are some of the differences between the two with respect to credit reporting, and then also with respect to the effectiveness and kind of the practical nature of the two bankruptcies. If you have any other questions, if you have any other questions about bankruptcy, then you should speak to a bankruptcy attorney, because it's not an option for everybody, but for some people it is the best option. But if you have any other questions, drop them in the comment section below, and have a great rest of your day. Talk again soon. Bye-bye.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.